difficult times for KoDoRiN to close out every single stock. So I think with some slightly better defense, those games are going to look pretty good on Dreamland, and he can kind of make the key adaptations necessary going into it. So.
Yeah, an aggressive boost grab into the corner is the first opening that Ben finds, but KoDoRiN gets out quickly and gets the reversal with his own corner pressure. And look at this juggle combo getting started. Ooh, KoDoRiN barely laid on that grab on the top platform. Could have been curtains.
Ben barely able to wiggle out too. He didn't tech on the top platform, which is pretty critical, I think. I think if he had tech there, KoDoRiN probably finds the conversion he needed.
Ooh, that! Oh! That must have been an SDI, right?
Yeah, I think so. We've seen a couple players do that. I think it was Money earlier, maybe Poppy, who like SDI'd the needles up inside B. I think it was Mott Money. And this time we're seeing someone SDI the needles up and just grab the ledge right away. So, man, needles just don't find as much hit stun as they do, or don't quite have as much hit stun nowadays as they used to. So.
Yeah, but you know, even with that great recovery by KoDoRiN, after a big opening there, he has really evened things up here, and it looks like the first stock could go to either player. Oh, the Nair approaching once again from KoDoRiN. He's been trying to use that out of the corner a lot. This time Ben gets the shield up, and he is able to punish, getting the first stock.
Oh, getting the ledge dash roll through the up tilt. Pretty good option there if someone's going to be swinging to try to prevent you from ledge dashing, but good close out on the edge guard there from KoDoRiN. We have dead even game here.
Yeah, and with a pretty massive betting lead right now in KoDoRiN's favor, which I find kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, people got to support the TO, you know?
Fair enough. I'm liking, we're seeing more and more tech aways from Ben in those situations all the way across the stage, which is just quite hard for KoDoRiN to cover. It kind of requires a read.
Yep. I will say, though, I really like how KoDoRiN kind of responds. This is a big just concept in Melee where it's like you want to kind of cover your opponent's greedy option that would get them back to center stage. And you can see that when his opponent teched away, he doesn't overextend to try to get it and miss. He simply posts himself up in center stage and starts throwing out his double fair wall. And suddenly Sheik is like, man, if I'm taking away every single time, I'm not getting comboed, but I'm spending the entire game trying to get out of the corner. And KoDoRiN's doing a great job on cashing in on that position to make that a very favorable position for him. And I think that's a hard way to play, because that means that you don't get to just cash in on your combo and get the kill right away. It means you have to have effective corner pressure for your combo game to even feel threatening.
Yeah, it's that completeness that KoDoRiN has developed that really makes it so that this game plan is really even viable. Okay, KoDoRiN continued to make these recoveries really difficult for, or the edge guards really difficult for Ben with these really clever recoveries, and he's creating quite a big lead for himself. 3 stocks to 1 after that Ken combo. He is at high percent, so it's not, you know, insurmountable, but he's got to be feeling pretty good in this game 1.
Run up CC grab, gonna find the kill there. So Ben finding himself down a whole stock. Could be worse, could be better. Gotta just kind of play it by ear, but right away KoDoRiN finds another opening, getting some extra credit on this stock already. And once again, look at this, the position. KoDoRiN center stage, posted up, throwing out the aerials, watching Ben run into them.
Yeah, oh my god, and look at this combo. Ben able to nair his way out just barely. That was actually really important. He gets the grab to follow up. These juggles are pretty devastating from Ben, but KoDoRiN finally fights his way out.
Up here to the top platform extension, and I think she kind of ran out of jump there. Got it back here, and the up B is going to let her get back to the ledge. Yep. So she kind of has the option to continuously choose the sort of conservative option. This kind of feels like how Ben is sort of escaping a lot of KoDoRiN's combo game. He is effectively DIing out, teching out, and avoiding the big kill moves, but he's constantly fighting from a bad position as a result. And man, KoDoRiN's ability to corner pressure that game seemed really good. So
yeah, really good stuff to KoDoRiN. He does end up closing out game 1, continuing his rather strong performance from winner's side. Ben gonna need to give us a little bit of a new look here. It seems like, at least from what I'm seeing, those walling options from KoDoRiN, the double fairs, the down tilts, even the nair in place. For whatever reason, previously we've seen Ben be willing to be pretty conservative against those, you know, charge the needles, even like play for his own aerial wall. But today he's kind of running into him a lot, and I guess that corner pressure that KoDoRiN's putting on has made Ben feel like he has to answer back.
yeah, Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it just looks pretty solid, right? It's hard to find an answer even too because it's like obviously, kind of this is all stemming from just KoDoRiN having a good punishment because like once he hits you, then you have a choice of either getting comboed or going into a bad position. So to answer that, you kind of have to go back and saying like, well, how did you get hit in the first place, and how do you prevent yourself from finding these bad positions in the first place? And right there we see the flip side of that, which is he does have the nutty combo game if you ever decide to hold in.
And we saw in that first stock, Ben tried to go for needles in 2 situations. The first time, KoDoRiN read the position where he wanted to throw the needles and immediately dash attack. And the second time, he does this drifting back short hop over the needles and then immediately dashes in as he lands, both times putting on a ton of pressure. So it seems like that extra bit of pressure has made it so that Ben feels like he has to be the one going in.
Yep. We also see KoDoRiN having a slightly more effective success rate with getting out of the corner. And we kind of mentioned this in the winner set, how he often doesn't play for the hit, he just plays to get out of the corner. Sometimes he does get the hit though. He did find a forward air there on the left side earlier. So, and just like that, right back to oppressing his opponent in the corner. Obviously, can't avoid it when your opponent comes down invincibly. But yeah, it just seems to be the story of this set is that KoDoRiN is effectively playing the stage right. So
yeah, and this focus on stage position from KoDoRiN, really, it feels almost like a foregone conclusion when they do interact, that KoDoRiN's already at such an advantaged position that it feels like Ben's already lost before he ever gets hit.
Yep, and it's worth noting that this is one of the hardest things to do in Melee. Like, effective corner pressure, quote-unquote, to use, like, traditional fighting game terms, is just way harder in this game. Like, not only do you have to deal with, like, full hops, wave lands, ledge dashes, and stuff like that, there's also, like, certain projectiles you have to deal with. It's just, like, so easy to get reversals out of the corner, where, like, you go from a bad position to a really good position if you find a back throw, right? So, sometimes it's like, you see a lot of players try this sort of style, and they're just getting reversaled over and over again, and oftentimes getting gimped as a result, right? So the fact that KoDoRiN's able to, you know, just win from a good position 5-head is actually really impressive.
And the other thing to talk about here is his edgeguard game is looking incredibly strong right now. Every time he gets Ben off stage, it feels like there's no answer. Ben able to finally catch KoDoRiN going a little too aggressive with that approaching fair. He gets faired right back and takes the stock 2 stocks to 1.
Ooh, good double hit fair into a grab there. Let's see how much Ben can make out of this. This is the first time he kind of finds a big reversal out of the corner there. Gets 64% first trouble, and KoDoRiN's right back into the driver's seat.
Look at this juggle. Juggles. Oh my god.
Marth's sword, it's just longer than Sheik's legs.
And the neutral B there to send him way off stage. KoDoRiN does end up giving up the ledge, but again, just goes right back into his corner pressure, and he's just back in a good spot.
And you can see the confidence that KoDoRiN has in his positioning because it makes him so much less antsy for the edge guard, right? Like he doesn't feel the need to extend. He feels okay letting Sheik grab the ledge sometimes because he's just like, what is she gonna do once she's on the ledge? She's just gonna run into my corner pressure situation, right? And I've been winning that. This is something that I kind of feel a lot with certain like low tiers like Samus or something. Like you just let her grab the ledge and then what she's gonna do, right? So
yeah, exactly. KoDoRiN looking just very comfortable throughout the set, right? Like it feels like he's not making any decisions with any kind of like a panicky approach, and it feels very in control, very sticking to the game plan. And as we jump into game 3, we even see Ben switching up his counter picks, so clearly hunting for an answer.
Finding the up air here. Ooh.
Again, he would get those needles. I think that's at much lower percent, so less impressive, but to get the needles into ledge grab is pretty nice.
Yep. Having Sheik be the one with the corner situation, and I think that this is something that's kind of hard to overcome, is when your opponent has that good of corner pressure, and then you're the one who gets the driver's seat for a little bit, and it doesn't go quite as well. It's like, the answer has to just be you have to short your corner pressure until it's as good as your opponent's, right? So.
One other thing I want to talk about really quickly, KoDoRiN, he's been showing a really great prowess with his combo game, especially the juggling. And one thing that I'm seeing him do that a lot of Marths wouldn't is in those mid percents, he's actually going for tipper fair a lot more. There's a lot of situations where both the fair or the up air would tipper, and I think a lot of Marths would just go for the up air and push the opponent up for more juggle. Oh, what a steal away there with the dare. Jeez.
Yeah. That's a brutal spot right there because I think that like this is not a matchup you typically associate with those super low percent gimps, but Marth does have them sometimes. If you can call out a jump or the early part of an up B with the down air, the stock's just gone. So great stuff to KoDoRiN for still be looking for that. We were praising him before for not overextending for edge guards, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have the killer instinct to look for an early kill.
Ooh, he just barely doesn't hold ledge for long enough. But again, he just puts himself back in this corner pressure situation. I feel like Ben has spent like 80% of this set in corner pressure.
Mm-hmm. Finding the grab here, catching the ledge dash from KoDoRiN. Let's see if he can turn this. He's found a lot of these needles, and I think that ordinarily, or maybe just the correct choice, it's kind of hard to say. I'm not sure if Sheik has time to needle, turn around, grab the ledge, right? And kind of like hit him with the needle and then turn around, wave blind back to the ledge. I think you have time for that. And he kind of hasn't shown that option, so KoDoRiN's been comfortable going low and up being sweet spotting again, getting needled again, and just repeating that process until he gets it. So it'd be interesting to see if he can kind of turn this into a kill at some point.
All right. Ben kind of finally answering back here. He's got a big, long juggle here going. I feel like this is just really nice for momentum, even if it's not like that particularly special in terms of combo.
Right.
Just like being in the driver's seat for a while. It's got to feel nice right now. And he takes the first lead of the game, of the set.
Yep. Also, we didn't really mention it, but he did opt not to go to Dreamland this time around, right? Going to Battlefield, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Change his pace here.
Yeah, just, I guess a little bit of a smaller stage is what he's looking for.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of funny sometimes bigger stages feel like they favor whoever's in center stage, right? So if you're kind of, doesn't matter that normally your punish game is nerfed on Dreamland or something, because KoDoRiN is just keeping you on a small 10% of the stage, and then all the Dreamland does is give KoDoRiN more room to sort of play with his stage positioning, so.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and there you see KoDoRiN actually went for that fair I was talking about earlier once again, but this time Ben rolls in on the tech roll for the side platform and actually forces KoDoRiN to miss his combo. KoDoRiN gets the grab. He goes all the way across the stage with a walk. Yep. Doesn't find the grab though.
Yep, and definitely like KoDoRiN will ordinarily play that fairly conservatively and go back to center stage, but he's so willing to like 10% of the time, I go all the way, right? And so he's like, keeps you on your toes, fearing that big threat, and Ben able to finally answer back and take his first game of today.
Yeah. All right, so Ben actually puts a number on the board. That's going to be a big starting point for him, but now he's got to contend with FD. KoDoRiN's favorite stage in the matchup, and where he always goes to counter. So let's see what he can do here.
Oh, the tomahawk grab is going to find him his first big opening here. Ooh, but the falling down air does get his way past the dreaded KoDoRiN juggle for a moment, only to be picked back up.
Yeah, I will note that this stage has felt less strong against Ben than other Sheiks because Ben has A, such a great juggle game, and B, just finds these like ridiculous dares that should not work, but get him out of those juggles against even really strong opponents.
Yep. That dash attack missing by 8mm. That grab missing by 1mm. Ben with the either perfect or serendipitous spacing right there.
One of the two for sure. These tech chase down tilts have been looking really nice from KoDoRiN today.
Yeah.
Oftentimes he'll just go for like the hard commit on the grab, but he's been throwing out those down tilts more today, and they've been working pretty well in his favor.
Yep, and I think all that continues with the theme that just KoDoRiN's corner pressure is insane, because a lot of Marths could try to copy this style. They could just, I'm just going to use down tilts as parts of my combos, right? And what they'll find is that they just never convert into a big combo, and then they get their opponent quote unquote in the corner, and then they win 50% of the time, right? Like, but KoDoRiN's getting his opponent in the corner and then winning 90% of the time, right? And if you don't have that corner pressure, then those down tilts don't feel nearly as good. So.
Oh, and this fair combo, but again, see these dares from Ben. He gets out of juggles that he has no business getting out of. And look at this reversal too. He's going to put himself in at least a slight lead here.
Oh, and he's the one who finds the grab. Ben going straight for the needle into the grab. And I forget who's frame positive there. I think Sheik is like only +1 there or something. So it's kind of like whoever's just faster on hitting the grab button there wins. And KoDoRiN finding the closeout on down air.
All right, so KoDoRiN reclaims a slight lead here. He gets the grab once again to start things off, but Ben with a clever little play there, going off stage and coming back with a jab, closing out the stock, no problem, 2 stocks apiece.
Cheeky little extension there with the down tilt. I'm not sure it was necessary. Maybe he knows his percents better than I do. It looked to me like up air was ready to kill, but he gets one more little extension for the swag, for the kill, for the closeout. And yeah, 2 stocks apiece, but here's kind of a good way to kind of work around that downer you talked about. KoDoRiN, instead of trying to challenge it with his big sword, just dash dance grabs it around it, right? So kind of multiple ways to deal with it.
And you see that as KoDoRiN starts to use that option, we see Ben switching over to the back air, trying to punish the dash dance. So cool to see the two players reacting to each other and adapting their game plans on the fly.
And even this last time, he went for the needle instead of the back air, trying to cover the space even further away, right? So kind of interesting back and forth going on here.
Okay, KoDoRiN gets the dash dance grab, steals ledge, can go for the F smash, but the Omps attack's going to be there from Ben. And the reversal. KoDoRiN pushed back to the corner.
Side B up tilt. Is this going to be enough? It's going to set up for a pretty favorable edge guard situation, and he does get to the ledge at the last second, kind of making it ambiguous. Am I going to go to the ledge, or am I going to stay on stage? Ben guesses wrong, but he was pretty doomed regardless, so not going to feel too bad.
All right, Ben with a quick response here. He's actually going to close out the stock off his invincibility, bringing us to a true last stock situation.
It's 10% for his troubles. He comes down invincibly with the forward air. Ben works his way out of the corner. This time he seems to be finding his footing a little bit in this corner pressure. It no longer feels like quite a checkmate scenario like it's felt earlier in the set. Let's see if it's too little too late, or if he's going to be able to make something happen off of this.
Ben finding a bit of a response here. KoDoRiN gets the grab first, though.
Terrifying situation here. Going just for the grab here. The triple pummel. The forward smash barely misses.
Okay, KoDoRiN gets the regrab once again. Ben way off stage. He's going to recover on stage, but he eats the tipper F smash.